All right, welcome in everybody. Show number 231. Hope everybody's having a great day. What a beautiful day we've had today, Dean. What's going on?
How you doing, man?
Hanging in
Getting
there.
over all this sinus stuff.
All right, you mic'd up
No,
now?
sorry, getting over all this sinus stuff finally.
I know, it's pollen and
I've had a rough time with it this year.
yeah, I have to.
Most people do every year, but it's been worse this year. We got a lot of rain last week, though.
That helps.
It did.
Well, what have we got for the fantastic people today? We're going to talk about some local action, baseball and softball closing up and winding up to an end for the season. Playoffs will begin. And also, we're going to talk about Tiger Woods. He's on a pretty good rip right now.
Yeah, he ended up, he tailed off, but still, he made the cut. And, 30-something guys didn't make the cut.
Is he the greatest athlete ever? I mean, of all over. I mean, I know we talk about Jordans or we talk about great skis or, whatever.
Oh, he's definitely the best golfer ever, I would think.
Man, I mean,
Well, I mean, how many years has he been pretty much done now? And he comes back and makes some cut for the Masters. Now, he didn't finish good, but he made the cut.
Just to sustain.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's pretty amazing.
So, but I mean, how many years is it now that he's not been regular? It's probably 10 at least, isn't
it? Yeah, since 12 or 14, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're looking at 10, 12 years and he just comes back to the Masters and makes it.
It's very impressive. We're going to talk about him a little bit. Also, spring football in the air. There's a team that has appeared to me to pull out in the front and looks like a leader. And we're still going to wait on to see about Georgia, their spring football. Check more into that. Because they're going to be good too. And they're going to have to be talked about. And we'll probably get Burge to come on and break down some Georgia football with us and that kind of stuff. So
you're talking about, can I guess who you're talking about?
What?
Your team that seems to be taking.
Oh, yeah. I don't think anybody would. If you follow football a little bit.
It's OSU, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not even close. But it's just spring.
We're going to have to pick them again. I mean, how can you not? Judkins and Downs and
pull that the short string twice.
The short, hold up.
We're gonna turn this fan on here. It's kind of, and we're cooking with Crisco. Jeff, what's going on? We appreciate you, our number one fan. Also, our number one B fan, Taylor Dalton, from the Tider Insider. He won our bracket challenge.
Yeah, I saw that. Congrats.
Yeah, he picked a
little easier this year.
I picked a good bracket.
I'm not taking nothing away from his bracket picking, but you had two number ones playing for it for first time in a while.
Yes, and that's usually not. Usually don't go that way. So hats off to Taylor for picking a good bracket.
Yeah, I noticed people's bracket didn't get busted up as much this year as it did before.
Jeff, we got to have better positive outcome and thoughts here. We need to be more positive.
What did he say? We looked bad yesterday?
No, they'll never win one. Longest days, the coach. Well,
I think they'll be all right.
His former coach is calling the plays there.
Right.
The guy he used to play for when they were at Briggstown.
Gosh, I don't know where all
that small school he was. It's not Brigham Young.
It wasn't Brigham Young, was it?
No. Anyway, we're going to talk about that. First off, let's say local action, softball stuff. Cherokee County girls 23-3 right now. The last record I had update on. Of course, they're still number one in 4A area 12. Adiana's 2, Asheville 3, and Etowah being at 4. Their only losses on the year was Glencoe, Southside, and West End. They'll have Piedmont coming up in home games here. And I think it says they have Hanley Tuesday, and then they'll have
they've got a good record, too.
They'll have another home game.
They've got a good record, too, don't they?
Yeah, 23-3.
Wow.
Cedar Bluff girls, 7-8 right now. They're number 2 in 1A Region 11. Spring Garden is 1. Jacksonville 3. Then, of course, Faith Christian hanging in there. And also they will be playing Sandrock tomorrow, and then they'll be at Jacksonville Tuesday, looks like, up here on the schedule. Sandrock girls softball. Right now they're 2-1 in 2A, the 2A region. They'll be at Cedar Bluff, as we mentioned just a second ago. Then home against Collinsville to play the girls over there. That'll be the 18th at Spring Garden, the 22nd at Cedar Bluff. Looks like they'll finish the 23rd playing Piedmont, and that'll be the season for them. Spring Garden girls softball number 1 in 1A area 11, 14-6 right now, 5-0 in the region. And they will play Ider, I think, Tuesday, then Sandrock, as I mentioned, for Thursday. White Plains and Appalachian, also Madison Academy, they'll play them the 20th is what they had on their schedule. Number there, Madison Academy's number 7 in 3A. They're 14-3.
Center's played a lot more. Cherokee County's played a lot more games than everybody else.
Yeah, they've went out and scheduled some
23-3.
Some big teams, to get exposure and have girls play more plays. Gillsville's going to be at Woodville, and then Asbury, they'll be at Brindley Mountain, and then at Valley Head to finish up the season on the 29th. Baseball action around the area. Had a nice region game blast for the week. Rain had just demolished any kind of schedules for baseball.
Oh yeah.
It just can't. So
I know. I bet you too. They didn't play all week.
No, they had to play at Jacksonville. So Cedar Bluff and Spring Garden wound up there playing through the week, and they come back to Cedar Bluff and finished off the series there. Cedar Bluff took both those games. Gillsville 13-9 right now, finished 4th over there. Coosa, of course, won the area, and Coosa will play Hubbardville. I think they play Friday. There'll be playoffs to start for them Friday. Hubbardville. Sorry. Gillsville will be at Gaston tomorrow. Then Tuesday at Pisgah. That'll be the end of the season for Coach Brandon and the guys. They'll be possible. I guess they could win 15 games this year.
Yeah, and that's the most. That'd be the most they've won in a while.
Yeah.
Now they've had some good teams throughout the years, but I don't know that they've had one win 15. Not that I know of.
Yeah, and they'll have some. They still got some good guys, players. Still going to hang around. They're losing some players, but
they're losing Kyler
and Sharp and
Sharp.
So Coach Brandon's just going to have to hang in there. And
so 2 more games this week.
Yeah, that should finish for them. Spring Garden boys. I think Connor was on the mound in one of the games. They had Red on the game changer. 6-12 runner, 2-4 in the area. And it was 13-7 against Cedar Bluff and 8-2 in the second game. Cedar Bluff had took both those. They will be the Garden's going to be at Hoax Bluff. They played them the other day, this past weekend. I didn't see nobody shared anything on the. Please y'all share on the page.
I think Spring Garden played a pretty tough schedule.
Yeah. Monday tomorrow looks like they're going to have Glencoe, which will be Coach Blanchard against Bailey, and then with baseball. And Tuesday be at Rambert. Spring Garden will be Coach Cole Murphy. We have problems calling him Cole. I called Coach Decker Josh, and it's not. And I try to not do that in front of the players. And if there's nobody around, I still try not to, because I'm trying to make it a habit to be Coach Murphy. Okay, Coach Brandon and Coach Decker, because especially Cole and Josh, we watched them play their whole lives.
Right.
Yeah.
I
mean, we watched them grow up and play ball, and they're great men. I mean, what great guys we have here in the
I remember Cole when he was very young.
We knew he was going to be good.
And Josh.
Yeah, Josh too. Yeah. Both their IQs sports
pretty high.
He's very high.
Yeah.
Cherokee County boys, and still lots of prayers for Ben. Had a car accident, and it's just one of those things that kind of happened. And I think from what I heard today, there's some progress. So, okay. So it's not, I don't think it's as bad as they first thought. So any good news is great news. So keep praying for him and his family, for him to make a full recovery. And man, that stuff weighs hard on me because of the person I was at that age. I should have got killed 10 times.
When was the wreck?
A couple of days ago.
Okay. I've been seeing a lot of stuff about
County Road over there, and just by the grace of God, he wrecks. right up there in the front yard of a rescue squad guy.
Wow.
So that, man, I mean, if you had to be somewhere, and him and his neighbor went right out there to
Right
him,
out there, right there.
and knew right what to do.
Yeah.
So
What are the chances of that?
Yeah. So prayers a lot for Ben. We reached out to Coach Henderson and said, hey, we're thinking about him. Let the parents know that they're not alone in this thing. And I know he didn't grow up around here, but he's here. So he's a part of the community county.
Mm-hmm.
And I love kids, and you've coached kids all your life.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't want nothing bad happen to nobody.
Oh, no, definitely.
So Cherokee County 15-10, they found out when being third, and I thought they took the top 4.
So they just take the top 2 in baseball. So they wound up there.
Yeah. North Jackson was in there for that. Then they're going to play Etowah, and that'll be the 1 and 2 battle. North Jackson turned out to be a little better than I thought.
Yeah, I've not heard a lot about North Jackson baseball over the years.
They usually have those football teams that come and go.
Yeah, they used to have some great football teams.
We're going to see them first this year. The Warriors will play them in football.
Mm-hmm.
Right, kick off.
And I don't know how they are now, but they've got a great history.
Yes, I'm excited for that game. They'll finish. We're going to play Piedmont tomorrow. They did win 11-1 and 14-0 over DAR. Sandrock boys will finish tomorrow over at Cedar Bluff. Coach Short and the guys had fun. I went over there and watched them a couple of games this year. Got to hang out with the guys, and good dugout, good energy. Looking forward to a lot of those guys coming back at Sandrock baseball team. So
most of them, right?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, when you're it's your team and you're running it, it's just a little different.
Yeah,
it is. So, and as you start getting into more players that you've 100% coached, that's more maybe bought in, I guess, to what you're doing. Things can start working your way a little bit.
Right.
And like Coach Coursey, Cedar Bluff 4-2 area 1A, area 12, number 2. The games against Spring Garden we'd mentioned earlier. Looks like they will be playing Lynn.
That's big for them.
Playing Lynn Friday for playoff.
Oh, okay.
So
wow.
Yeah.
What Cedar did you have? Cedar Bluffs overall on there?
Just 4-2 in the area.
Okay. I think they're about 13 and 12 or something like that.
Yeah, 15 and 12.
Yeah.
14, 13, something like that. Yeah.
They played a tough schedule.
Yeah, he wanted to play some of the bigger schools. And that's why, when you're getting crushed by some of those bigger schools, parents are sometimes curious as in, what is he doing? Why are we playing this 4A private school from Birmingham? They're going to kill us. The whole thing of in baseball, I've coached more baseball than anything else. You want your kids to see pitches.
Right.
That's all it's about. It's not about winning or losing the game. You just want your kids to see pitches, because if you can hit some fast guys that throw good stuff, throw good change ups and good mark balls, and has good infield that can turn plays on you, and it's good practice.
Right.
There's nothing like practice against a school that's bigger than you and a little better.
Yeah.
It's better than working against yourself. We would try to go up and play like Somerville or something. We tried to make that happen one year, or like before season, we would say we're having a birthday party. So if I could get a hold of Wheeler, we would go to the field over here and just play, just let them all hit, and I could see, I could see what he's got.
Right.
His players from Juju and Cortland and Jack Amos and Braden Chandler, Torrey's boy, and and then he would see our players, so you could see Jacob Bad or Corey and Marcus and Preston. So we kind of get an eye for what each other. So that's all the baseball. So when you're just scheduling bigger teams, parents don't freak out. But so congrats to them, and I'll find out more on as the Cherokee County girls get kind of wound down to more their end. See who they're gonna.
23-3. Sounds like they got a good shot at it.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, and most people that you live around here and you follow them or you watch the show and we talk about them every week. Last year, I knew going into this year, I don't think people are going to beat them.
Right.
And they lost one. They just lost the Jolly Bowen, Trina's girl. So I mean, when you lose one player on a good team,
one player,
yeah, you're probably going to be good.
And they probably had a great record last year, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I don't know what it was, but I'm sure it was
about
30-15, something like that. Yeah.
So that's kind of where we're at for. I don't know what I've fooled with this thing 2 or 3 times. I don't know what I've done here. I'm trying to get this. Okay, so that's kind of local stuff. We'll kick that up, and also Jeremy Scott. Good to see you on here.
Hey, a new one.
Let me get this right here. Where did we go? Got to give a big shout out to Smorgasburg Restaurant.
Yeah.
If you got something
place to eat, man.
779-6436. Call holler at Brad over there or Brosh up there. And I just had the barbecue sandwich and fries earlier. It's good stuff.
Their catfish dinner's hard to beat.
I know. I had some other day.
I mean, with the whole potatoes and the I don't know. It's just awesome. The Brussels sprouts, best Brussels sprouts I've ever eaten.
And I don't really like Brussels sprouts.
I don't either.
But I'll eat his.
I like theirs.
Yeah.
It's like, why am I eating this? And it's great.
It is. Also, Turkey Eye Clinic. We appreciate JR and April McKenzie for always being a sponsor of the show, have been for a long, long time now. Go over there and see them. Get your eye appointment set up today. So we're here on Main Street in town, 927-4030. They also have an office over in Fort Payne. So if you're ever that way, turkeyeyeclinic.net. You can check them out there and also find them on Facebook and everywhere. And also John at Warrior Gym. If you're looking to get that in muscle, man, you got to get ready for the beach and get the tan going and the GTL gym tanning and laundry.
Yeah, it's about that time, isn't it?
Call John, 256-266-4333. Warrior Gym right over here in town on Broad Street. Nice, clean place. Not a lot of junk laying around. Not a lot of people up in your way bothering you. Plenty of treadmills on one side. Plenty of dumbbells and free weights over there for the other side. So go by and check them out.
I was going to say something else about the smorgasbord. Oh, great. I know we're off yet, but great desserts too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I just had the
I'm really impressed with the place. And I'm not just saying that because him and Matt go way back.
He's just always had
it. And we talk about them on here. They're good.
He just always had it.
He just knows how to cook.
He's always been that way. When we were young, he would make brownies, or he would make his papa loved coconut cake, so he would make it for him. And barbecue chicken, hamburgers and stuff like that. Or I remember making slaw and stuff. We had some kind of little picnic somewhere we was going to. He just whipped up some slaw, and
great
mayonnaise, cabbage, carrots, just simple. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he just knows what he's doing. His grilled cheese is probably his most famous for us people that we were all this little group that hung out, here.
Yeah.
His grilled cheese is like he would like use like 2 or 3 different kind of cheeses and lay them on there, and he'd cut it like this weird angle, and he would burn it just a little, but he used that big bread. Yeah.
He's the man.
Hummingbird cake.
You told me that before when he opened. He said, this guy can, you said this. You said, this guy can cook now.
Yeah.
Brad can cook. And I've never gotten anything bad up there, but I'm really overly impressed with the catfish plate.
Yeah, the steaks.
Well, yeah, we had a steak.
Yeah.
You remember that day? That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But they were
good steaks.
They were good. Very good.
When season comes in for shrimp, make sure y'all go there and see them too for shrimp. So about 20 minutes in here, support local sponsors, the people that help us by using those people. And it helps the local area out. And that's what we try to do,
Yeah.
Try to help everybody out. So without further ado, I guess, spring football.
Yeah. Bama played their big A-Day game, 72,000.
They look.
Yeah, tell us about it. I've been wondering. I've read, but
I guess a quick analogy. I'm a little critical. It's not all puppies and unicorns. I'm talking about Alabama spring football. Depth on the defensive line. I'm gonna give you the bad first. I'm concerned about that maybe. Not that they can't get it later, or not that they won't figure it out. I think it'll be okay. Caleb Downs not there is a miss.
Yeah, that's just devastating. My daddy was asking me about that today, and I'm like, no, he just left.
He's chasing a bag.
Why? I'm like, money?
Yeah, only money. Because, he's going to be on you left a playoff team to go to another playoff team.
A lateral move at best.
Yeah, lateral.
If you want to go by last year, it was a downgrade, but now we know Ohio State's not a downgrade. But
not down, no.
It's lateral.
And they got a new offensive coach up there at Ohio State. So Caleb Downs is a miss. But I did like how the Bernard kid that came from Washington with him.
Man, looked good, didn't he?
Had some good catches. Penance also had some good catches. First off, play one, Jam goes for about 25 yards.
He's going to be pretty good, isn't he?
Wow. Man, I look.
We sat in the running back, what do you call it? Quarterback room. We're sat in the running back room, right?
We're set. There's they don't need any help. Not at all. Milroe took off on a big scramble. He's of course, he's a redshirt junior. Look for him to Milroe have another good year.
I think so.
I'll talk more about him in a second. We talked about Bernard making the big catch. Justice Haynes, he's wearing Ingram's old number, double deuce. You have some huge shoes to fill if you're going to wear double deuce.
Yeah, slightly.
I thought he looked good. The touchdown to start out the game for the first team offense was, of course, that rushing touchdown. Ty Simpson enters the game, plays quarterback for team 2. He mostly overall, I thought he played a good game. He threw behind the guys a time or two. But the defense got after him a little bit. So,
right.
and he was playing with the twos. There's some area to grow there, but I don't think he can win any more games for us than Milroe. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off that conversation. I don't want to hear that. Okay.
Milroe's the man.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Now, do you think Simpson's a quality backup?
Absolutely.
Okay. One of the better ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll be okay. And with the running back room and the offensive line play, I think we could win a lot of games just by being a Ty Simpson. But if you want to win those Georgia, LSU, Tennessee, Auburn games, you're going to need that guy that has another – get on that other side, on the high side.
Well, I hope they take your advice. So you're shutting down.
Shut that down.
The controversy.
Don't even type it in the comments. There's no sense in it. He's not going to start over Milroe.
Milroe's.
The athletic ability is none.
I told you I'd heard more than
close.
one person say, well, Milroe won't be the quarterback.
That's ridiculous.
I'm like, well, who's it going to be?
No.
I think that time they thought maybe somebody was going to transfer in, or what's his name was coming.
Austin Mack, and I'll talk about him too. He played a little too. Richard Young was another running back that come in, got to see him play some. Sophomore, check mark. Remember him? Young. Slot receiver Cole Adams had some good plays.
Yeah, I read about him.
Adams.
Cole Adams.
Small little guy. He looks like the typical guy from Georgia.
Right. Like a McConkey or something like that. Yeah.
And those top guys seem to be showing up. Have you noticed that more?
Yeah. They can help you win.
Yeah.
Players like Hunter Renfro and Lab McConkey. And
6 foot tall, 170, just fast little guy, runs good
routes.
He's going to catch the ball.
That's big in the pros. When it started with Wes Welker and Cooper Kupp and, Edelman, some of those guys,
There's a place for this Cole Adams on the team in Alabama. During the little break there, Saban come out and said that he'll be watching the game with his boss, his coach, Miss Terry. And he's enjoying just being a fan. He gives shout out to the permanent team captains that come in, put their cleats in the, Walk of Champions up there, the permanent team captains they do before A-Day. He was part of that. And he spoke to the fans and told them he appreciated his time there, had a great time. But the team's in good hands. And, he's like, I'm going to be around. I'm still a fan.
He seems to be doing well.
Yeah.
Now, if it gets to the fourth game and he shoves the board and them out of the way and it's like, give me that headset, Well, no, he's not handling it well, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I think he's just going to do what Miss Terry says. He says,
Well, he wants to make her happy.
yeah, and he deserves it.
Yeah.
He deserves time off.
I mean, he's 71.
Let's chill out, guys. And he said he's enjoying his time when he gets his chores done that she's got for him in the morning. Then he can go play golf.
He likes golf, don't he?
And he's not bad.
I wonder if him and Charles Barkley play together.
They do. Yeah, he said that. So he's having a good time, and he's enjoying the game as a fan. Some more players here. Bernard, number 5. He's one of your wide receivers. He had the big 51-yard catch. Now, here's a guy that I underlined. He come from Michigan. Remember the Saab?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Check.
DB?
Yeah.
He's going to be good.
Yeah.
You think he'll be one of the starters back there?
Absolutely.
With Malachi Moore?
Absolutely.
Okay. Is he a safety or a corner?
Or
is he just like a roving, like a nickel back or whatever?
Well, that 4.25,
mm-hmm.
he's probably going to be a safety.
Okay.
I would say.
You like him, huh?
Yes, good player. Right down here again, touchdown, Jam Miller, 4 yards out.
Mm-hmm.
Jam Miller.
Yeah, he got most valuable player. I saw that.
August 31st, they're going to kick Western Kentucky. Then they'll be at Wisconsin September the 14th. Defensive end Morgan was somebody that stood out. I kept eye on him, seen him make some plays, wrote his name down. This is where I wrote down here. Depth may be a problem for the D-line or maybe the D-backs.
I would think so. Linebacker's pretty stocked, though, aren't
Yeah,
you?
I think so.
You got Jefferson, you got Campbell, Lawson.
Yeah, Lawson
and Campbell are 2 of the better ones in the country.
They're going to be hard to deal with.
Yeah. They remind me of that big linebacker that was so good for Michigan. You remember the big inside backer, Junior something? I can't even, Colson, I think.
Colson,
yeah.
It wound up being 21-0 for first team pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Crimson team defense could earn points by creating 3 and outs, which is something we'll get into here in a minute, how that kind of turned out. Manuel Henderson, fast, speedy little running back. Henderson.
Yeah, see, he's from a small school,
Yeah.
1A, 1 or 2.
I did.
Is it Geneva County or somewhere like that? Or Elba? No, it's not Elba.
Not Elba.
That's
they said it, but he's fast. If he gets the ball, now, I don't know, he ain't going to probably run over a bunch of people. But
he absolutely dominated in high school.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. And for somebody to get noticed at a 1 or 2A school by Alabama.
Yeah.
When they're in their prime, he's pretty special.
He's going, I'm sure you may see him with the ball a little bit.
Yeah.
But he's I wonder if he'll do I wonder if him or that Dixon kid will maybe you may see them wander in on punt return or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could be kick returners.
Fast guy.
Yeah.
If he gets into space, he's going to make a lot of people have a lot of problems. Another circle right here, Jam Miller, another big run. I just kept writing these things down as it happened. 2 touchdowns, 4 carries for 75 yards before the half. Pritchett, the left tackle, everybody's been wondering about and how he's doing and things.
Mm-hmm.
Seems to be checking off good defensively. Rusall, Kahn, and Robinson, defensive ends. Robinson put a star by his name.
That'll be pretty good.
Yeah, he was causing.
And your boy's back, Keenan.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, he puts a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah, he plays like a one gap or something.
I think the front 7 might be pretty good for Bama.
Yep, I do too.
I think the question mark is by the secondary.
Well, that's what I just wrote here. Malachi Moore. Need to see some leadership out of him. The first team defense team had come off. It was 31-6 by now. Malachi's got to be the guy.
Yeah. Oh, God, he's been there a while. I mean, because he got hurt. So this is like probably his 5th or 6th year there.
Take these off.
And, they burning it up.
Burn my head up.
Yeah, I agree. Who else would it be? He's actually pretty dang good.
He's got the –
and I think he could play pro ball.
Yes, I do too. Well, I got to see some more of him. Now, you'd ask me about Austin Mack.
Mm-hmm.
God, he's tall.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he just towers over these. I mean, he's as tall as the lineman. I bet he's got to be 6'6", 6'7". It's got to be.
Wow.
Big guy, small, skinny kind of frame, but we really couldn't tell. They didn't let him throw the ball. It was pretty much they were letting some of the other guys play, and the first team offense had just went way ahead. Hill, Mincy, Pierre, all good defensive guys come up on the stop. It was 34-15 for the white team. So Pierre was one that I seen coming off the side he was in the backfield disrupting the play. Yeah, they're going to blow it dead when they get close to the quarterback anyway.
Yeah. You don't want your QB hurt in a spring game.
No, he was Pierre and Mincy.
Getting after it.
I seen him in the backfield a lot.
As far as the offense goes, were you pretty impressed?
Yeah. Kobe Prentice, he's ready.
Oh, they got Prentice back?
Yeah.
So they'll have Prentice and Bernard. Oh, good.
He's ready. Lawson at linebacker. He's wearing number 0.
Oh, he's good.
Check mark.
He's a stud.
Now, here's an interesting one. Tight end, true freshman, Odom. They threw him the ball some. Some of the other receivers dropped the ball. We had a few drops and those kind of things. It don't bother you as much in the spring game because those are things you can fix.
Right.
You can work on that.
Yeah.
Let's not panic
They'll
right
get
now.
better.
Now, if it happens game 5, yeah, we're going to have a problem.
There's no way they can't get better unless they just don't do anything.
Yeah, I couldn't. Let's see. So that was kind of some of the players we run through. Also, Bama baseball wins 4-3 over number 1 Arkansas in 10 innings. The Streets after A-Day softball game there, baseball game goes extra innings to beat number 1 Arkansas. So the whole Boulevard, Bear Bryant Lane there,
rocking.
Yeah,
over 100,000 people there. I'm sure.
10 o'clock. So 10, 11 o'clock at night, they told kid, like, you got to go home. The camera outside of one of the restaurants, it looks down the street. We looked it up last night.
Yeah.
Live camera, it was packed.
Oh,
far as you could see.
A lot more packed than when we go to the state championships down there.
Yes.
And it's packed then. Really, it is.
72,000 people in the stadium.
Wow.
Now, there was about 90 when Saban come his first A-Day.
Well, see, the times me and you went, which is twice,
but
there's not been that many people there.
No.
Not 750,000.
I bet there's probably 30.
30, maybe.
30, 40, maybe.
But I knew there would be because
it's his first year. You get a new coach. And Saban drew a bigger crowd. One, it was 17 years ago, and things were different. It's easier. It wasn't as easy to watch on TV then.
No, definitely not.
Okay, and he was a national champion.
Yes, he'd already won.
He had won one.
Yeah.
So, I guess my final take on it. How's the offense look? They're going to be fine. It is a spring game, but you win championships. Bama's been prided on running the ball and playing defense.
Right.
I think they're going to be able to run the ball and play defense.
I think they're going to definitely be able to run the ball with Haynes. Now, Haynes and Miller are the 1-2 punch, right?
Yeah.
Is there anybody else? Maybe
that Henderson kid, and there's a Dixon too.
But you don't think they can take their spot?
Jam
jam up it.
And Justice Haynes, he's just not normal.
He's from Buford.
Yeah, he's not.
That's
normal.
all you got to say.
He's not your average.
So Milroe,
he
110%.
Yeah, he's a starter
QB.
Now there was a time before he went off toward the end of the game. If y'all watched all of it, he was PO'd there one time. He had his helmet, and he took it off, and he didn't throw it down, but he had it in his hand beside his leg, and just kind of stuck it back on top of his head, sort of. And he was shaking his head, and so that lets me know he cares.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It lets me know that there's stuff to work on. It lets me know that the coaches are coaching, and Coach DeBoer said after the game that these spring games are good. How it lets the younger guys, the little things that y'all don't think about, like working through TV timeouts.
Yeah,
gets them ready for that.
Yeah,
and actually being on the field and having people in your ear hole yelling. And that's not going to be like what it's going to be when they play, Georgia or Tennessee. When they're at Tennessee this year, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
So the only thing that worried me a little bit, I don't know, and we don't know. I don't know. I wasn't in the coaching staff meeting.
They won't let us in there yet.
They showed a little more than what I expected them to offensively.
Yeah,
I think they run a few different coverages on their scheme for the receivers to where they were at. And the defense looked a little vanilla at first. I think it was maybe to let them get in a rhythm to play. And then after the half, they come out, and Womack told DeBoer, I'm assuming, Okay, it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
They adjusted the defense. That was it.
Probably started blitzing more and stuff.
Well, I mean, he changed it up.
Yeah.
Where the linebackers are reading inside or out, how they're covering the man, how they're bumping the guy off that's next to him if the guy's coming across, and you're whether it's they're showing man up front, but they was maybe playing zone on a 2 or 3 high.
Right.
I noticed that one time. That's kind of complicated.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, for 20-year-old, 18-year-old kids.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, Miro can fly. God,
he's good. I think
he's the best player on the team.
And I'm pulling for him too.
He's the best player on the field.
I mean, I don't want him to have a bad year. I have no desire for him to do bad. None.
Let's just think about this. Every game they're going to play this year, we'll start doing schedules in next week or two. Is he going to be the best player on the field in every game they play? In regular season?
No. Probably not.
Who will be the better player that he plays against? Best player on the team?
Well, let's see the schedule. They've got who are they? They got Texas.
No,
they don't play Texas. Play Georgia. ATN possibly, maybe quarterback. You like their quarterback?
Beck.
Do you like him better than Milroe can run?
Absolutely not. No, I mean, he's the best athlete on the field at all times.
Most of the time, yeah. They're not going to be many.
No. So I think he's the best athlete on the field. Every game that they're going to play this year, whoever they're playing.
The only ones that come close would be maybe Tennessee with one of their receivers. And
it ain't somebody that can throw in.
Yeah. No.
That can throw and run the ball, though. And that's the difference. Milroe can run it or throw it.
Yes.
And his deep balls have always been pretty good, though. And it seems his short game, those quick over the middle, he's worked on it. It looks better. But that's against your own people. So A-Day, I give it a B+. I think the team's a B+. Probably I'm being a little harder because I don't know. I don't know. Did the offense, did they just adjust and the defense just put the locks down on it? If that's true, that early in the season, because usually your offense is going to fly. It takes a while to get on defense. It takes a while to get the tackling. You haven't tackled in months.
Yeah, most of the time people are getting gashed at the first, then they settle down.
Right. So I don't know.
And then they get gashed again late.
B+ for me for
as far as quarterbacks goes, no. I thought you just meant in general. No,
in general for the game, B+ for spring.
I meant Milroe. No, he's not facing a more athletic quarterback. He's going to be the best quarterback.
No, he's the best athlete on the field. Anybody play. No, in the regular season. Now, when you start playing,
you start getting in
this other guy over here. I'm going to talk about. Oh God,
who's that?
Yeah, Abuka.
Oh man, he's good. He's good. Well, tell us about. You got another spring game. B+ for Alabama.
Yeah,
right?
B+. They're a solid 8-9 win team. I don't see why they shouldn't be able to with their schedule. Tennessee, Georgia,
9, maybe 10.
LSU.
They overachieving if they win 11?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What if they win 10?
I think it's over. I'm a 9 win for them.
You're going to be happy with 9?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
New coach, a lot of players gone.
Yeah.
9-3.
Filling it out. Milroe may win them some games they shouldn't, and they win 10. He'll win them some game they probably shouldn't win. They may go up to Tennessee and win that game, and you're thinking they're probably not going to be favored up there. No. I bet right now Tennessee's going to be favored by 6.5. Right now, I put money on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that.
Being there.
So what I'm saying is 9-3, we don't need to be running the guy off.
No.
8-4, we don't need to be running the guy.
No, it don't matter if he beats, as long as he beats Auburn, I don't care. Just give him a while, man. Come on, give him some years.
We got to give this guy 3-4 years.
Coaches.
Maybe. Yes. We got to quit giving up on this.
Yeah, Coach Freeze, stop. Leave him alone. Auburn's going to win 7-8 games. They'll be okay. They're the smaller school in state with one of the best programs to ever play the game of college football. Yeah. It's not fair, really. And they have to play Auburn. They have to play Alabama and Georgia every year. Every year. Auburn can't duck and have an easy schedule.
No.
Never.
No,
Auburn can't say, you know what? I think we're just going to get Colorado State and Nevada Technology College this year. Let's just play them. But they can't.
NTC.
They can't.
No.
You got Georgia and Bama every year.
No,
so.
Georgia and Auburn, one of the oldest rivalries in the game.
I know. So leave Coach Freeze alone. Let him do his thing. They're going to be all right. We talked about them last week. Coleman's a fantastic player. Can't wait to see him play more. But, Jeff, I'm sorry to tell you, buddy. I'll just go ahead and tell you right now.
Ryan Day's not going to get fired.
I know we picked them last year. God dang, man. You got to go watch it.
I'd say it's a little ridiculous.
You need to watch it. You can watch a highlight of their spring game. It's probably like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. They'll break it down into place.
And loaded at receiver, loaded at running back for sure. Quarterback's good, right? Tight end's good. Defense good.
Caleb Downs running the defense. Keyshawn Junkins running the tailback, and then Abuka running the
Henderson's still there.
Offensive lines. Henderson looked great.
Oh, I mean, they got a best 1-2 punch in college football.
Let me tell you about a guy. You know, I'm talking about the Bosas. You know them?
Yeah.
Well, this guy right here,
Joey and Nick.
This guy here looks like a brother. Looks like he grew up. His name's Jack Sawyer.
Jack Sawyer.
We're here to give it one more shot. That's all I got to say. That was his comments. Going on to the field. Says defensive end Jack Sawyer at University of Ohio State as they take their scarlet and gray game. Coach Day, speaking with Joel Klatt, standing around with whistle in his mouth sometimes, sipping a latte with his pinky out as Chip Kelly calls the offense. Are you kidding me?
He's not real. Chip Kelly was known as a great OC.
Great. The quarterback coach they've had that's been there for 15, 20 years, young guy, relatable guy, fits in with the kids. They all love him. Will Howard picked right up on him. Defensive front run by Sawyer. Quarterback Will Howard. They come out first play. They run no T formation. Just as a nod tip for the old Big Ten. So how will Will Howard command the offense is the number one question I had going into the day. Up front, I'll say it's going to be okay.
So it sounds to me like you're saying Ohio State's going to be preseason number one, hands down.
Jenkins wearing number 1 jersey, 2,400 yards last year at Ole Miss. Number 32, Henderson, great.
He is
wide
fantastic.
receiver, Ballard, B-A-L-A-R-D, a freshman guy. It's like a Coleman. He was the number 1.
Oh, is he like a Coleman or a Williams?
He was number 1 in the nation.
Oh, gosh. They got the number 1 receiver in the nation.
Yes. And the number 1 tailback was, and the number 1 safety D-back that was, and another number 1 receiver on the other side, Abuka. So double cover Abuka and watch this guy, this Ballard.
Hey, Igbuka's good. Emeka Igbuka is very good. Overshadowed by Harrison.
Well, this year they're going to try to double him. They're going to leave this Ballard guy open, and somebody's going to get messed up. Number 1 on defense in the scarlet red jersey was Caleb Downs, sellout number 1, cash bag grabber, sellout.
Still can't believe it.
Number 1 sellout. I'm glad he wears number 1. The second team quarterback, Keenholz, remember him?
Yes.
Number 3 quarterback was the Devin Brown kid. He's a younger kid. He's going to run around with it a little bit more. He may come in to be some like a wildcat kind of plays. This Brown kid. Wide receiver Jeremiah Smith, 6'3", 215. He's the 5-star kid that everybody is just everybody's amazed by him. Write his name down. He's number 4 on the jersey. Smith, Jeremiah Smith, 5-star,
5-star,
super stud receiver. So there's 3. Okay, you see where we're going?
Get the Ballard and
do you smell what the Rock is cooking?
Howard's a good quarterback too.
Okay, Jeremiah Smith, Ballard is good. The Jeremiah Smith guy is the 5-star, number 1 overall, 6'3", 215. Kim Coleman, like Hollywood, that's at Bama Williams.
If he's like them, he can play.
He's supposedly by 24/7, he's better than them.
It's hard to believe,
but
I mean, I'll buy it.
It's the 5-star plus guys. Jeremiah Smith, Their center from Bama, the McLaughlin kid, he was there, played. All the snaps looked great. So all that conspiracy theory that he may have got paid a little bit of money to have bad snaps, it's looking more and more it could be that way.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have any snap problems at spring football game. Number 2 on the jersey, number 1 in your hearts, Abuka. I just put, you can read, just tell him, Dean, what I put right next to this. I ain't going to say it. I'll just let Dean read it.
Heisman.
I don't. Dude, he made some catches.
Oh, he's good now. I'm telling you, he is. All you hear about is Harrison. This guy's catching as many balls as Harrison. 1 year now. He was hurt last year. Yes. But I'm talking about the year before. He might have done better than Harrison.
If ETN can keep his head right, and I hope he's getting his stuff together at Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And Abuka here, Milroe. I'll tell you right now, and I think the number 1 quarterback in the class for 25, or number 2 quarterback, he supposedly, I think he's going to A&M. He signed today.
Mm-hmm.
But I would just about bet right now, let's witness this. Show number 231. It is April the 14th, 2024. We'll date this.
Okay, let me put this down.
Milroe, Abuka, and ETN will be in New York.
I'm going to put this right back here.
They'll be in New York.
Abuka, Milroe, and who?
And ETN.
Milroe.
Those 3 guys, one of those 3. Now the SEC is going to collapse on itself, and some of these teams will start, eating each other up, as the year goes on. But Abuka, I'm telling you.
Oh yeah, I love him. I mean, I think he's fantastic. I liked him when he, and I told Matt before, I'm like, why are they going so nuts over Harrison? This other guy's fantastic.
If he don't get anybody to New York, then it means he broke his leg or something. Something terrible happened.
And, I never did hear why. It's just, and Harrison's going to be great. I'm not taking nothing away from Harrison. I just didn't understand why Emeka wasn't getting the same love.
Do you remember Julian Sayans, young kid from?
Yeah, that was coming to Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah, the very accurate guy.
He went in and threw some balls.
Is he good?
Yeah.
He's going to be great, they say.
Yeah. So when Howard's gone, the Keen Holtz kid and Julian Sayans will probably be your battles for next year, Ohio State. Sayans probably going to win that.
Will Howard.
And next year, you'll have Jeremiah Smith hooking up with Julian Sayans. So number 1 QB and a number 1 receiver in the nation.
Playing at the same school.
Next year, they'll be sophomores.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, saying is the real deal.
And he's going to get and throw the number 1 guy in the nation, Jeremiah Smith.
Wow.
With a year experience.
So Dave's done some good recruiting.
Yeah.
He's ready to win one. And Jeff, if it makes you feel better, I think it's coming.
Good God.
He will win one. I don't think that we're going to look back in 30 years and see where Ryan Day's retired without a championship.
I'll say this, and we'll move on and do we'll get into some Kentucky and Arkansas.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
If Ohio State don't win it this year,
they might not.
I don't. We picked Ohio State and went last year. I hate to be that guy, but Cody Amos.
I mean, I'm leaning that way again.
We're trying to.
Who else?
Alabama looks good. I need to see Georgia some more.
I don't know much about Georgia right now.
See, I think Florida had their spring game this weekend too.
Michigan lost a lot.
Everybody. I'm not looking for them to do anything. Here's your teams, and we can do a top 25 pick next week.
Yeah.
Just for the crap of it. Ohio State, Texas.
Texas is going to be good.
Georgia, Oregon, Alabama 5.
Tennessee's going to be on up there too.
That'll
Probably
be a 6.
Yeah.
So right now I can name you those. But look, Tennessee and Oregon's going to be trouble.
Clemson going to be back.
Yes, I think they're going to be a lot better. They're definitely top 10 for me, for sure.
And we think, Matt's called it. Now, we're not saying top 10, but we think that the Nebraska Cornhuskers are going to be a lot better.
Yeah, look for them to be in there too. Top
Maybe
12.
The top 25, 20.
That'd be number 12. I think they'll be a number
I think
12
they're gonna be
vote
good. They got their quarterback's real, guys.
by the end of the season.
He's not going to go up there and not do good.
And don't forget, too, Lane Kiffin's still coaching at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
And don't forget the team that just won the SEC West 2 years ago.
They're going to be good.
LSU was.
Yeah.
They're not going to lay down for nobody.
They still got a good quarterback. Still got a real good quarterback. Nussmeier, he's good.
And here's what I read. Now I don't know how much is facts is in this, and we'll move on because I don't know how much facts it is. And y'all can check too. Cody Amos. Cody may come on and do some. He may come on the show with us some, and
yeah, I like Coco. That's Dean's boy, isn't it?
Yeah, and come on and break some. Let him get a team.
Yeah,
you do one. Something like that. So reading into that kind of stuff, and I seen where ACC got me thinking about Clemson. Made me think about this. Virginia Tech is not going to be bad next year. Be prepared.
No. I'm about ready. It's about time for them to come back around.
I'm telling you, be prepared.
Arizona will be good too.
Be prepared for them to maybe get in the Big 12 and Virginia Tech being ACC. I'm just telling you, Miami's going to be good again. Cristobal, they're going to be a top 10 team.
I wouldn't think Florida State would be. They lost so much.
They lost everybody quit and left on him.
Yeah.
Now they've recruited fairly well. Notre Dame.
Yeah, I mean with Riley Leonard being their quarterback from Duke.
We've just named 10 teams, so we just named all your top 10. Probably.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame's probably a top 10 team. I don't know about Nebraska. I'm not ready to put them in the top 10. I just think they're going to be better than they have been.
At the end of the year, if they finish at 12, that'd be great.
Yeah, Oklahoma and them will be all right.
But here's what I read,
Oregon.
And I think I shared it on the page or on Twitter one. And I didn't want to report on it because I don't know all the detailed facts about ACC coming, Clemson and Florida State coming to the SEC.
That always made sense anyway.
I'm just going to run through this once. I'm going to try to get it right, how I seen it. And it's been 3 or 4 days ago. 2026 is when part of their TV deal will start a different caliber of pay, a percentage. They can leave then. They're going to have to pay the ACC a set amount of money. We're talking about Clemson and Florida State leaving to come to the SEC. And for the next 4 years till 2030, they will still get paid, even being in the conference, being in the SEC by 2026 for the next 4 years while they're in the SEC, 27, 28, 29, 30. They'll still get paid only the same amount they would make in the ACC. So they're not going to be making as much money as the other teams in the SEC. They won't be making as much money as South Carolina or Vanderbilt, but they'll be in the conference. But they're willing to do that to get out of that conference for some reason. I know why. I don't know. I shouldn't say that. We know why. It's money.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because they're going to get more TV time because ESPN owns all the SEC rights stuff. So, and then through 36, I think they have to wait 6 more years and they'll be fully out or see, I don't know the fine detail, but that's the basic remnants of what's going on.
I wouldn't mind seeing them come in. I mean, it's going to go to the 4 conferences, like you said, like everybody said, I just don't know what they're going to be or who's going to be what.
I don't know.
Well, the Big 12, Big 10, ACC, SEC, Pac-12's gone.
Yeah.
We've got 4 conferences now, so I don't.
It's going to wind up being 2.
Yeah.
And then when it becomes 2 in the next 5-6 years, then it's going to be, they're going to tell NCAA to get out of the way, and they're going to branch off football entirely from the school. But what players don't want to happen, they don't want to be contract. Because if you become contract players, guess what? When the gymnastics team goes to Texas to compete, well, you got to pay for your hotel. What? Well, you're a contracted player. Oh, yeah, you need to bring you some clothes. Yeah, but you always give us the wetsuits. No.
Not anymore.
You're a contract player. You want to be a big boy, have a contract like adults?
Yeah.
Be an adult. Don't be a college player.
You're not a college player. You are, but you're not.
You're a semi-pro player.
Right.
You're under contract. So, well, these coaches move around, Matt. Why can't the players move around? Because the coaches have contracts and they can negotiate contracts and do those kind of things. That's why players should have never been able to move around like that. Only for special situations, the players be able to move around.
Well, coaches usually
don't.
I'm going to take up for coaches. They usually better themselves.
Yeah.
Players don't. They used to.
No, they just go somewhere to
They go backwards now.
They go somewhere to just get a bag of cash.
Yeah. Well, you started on the Final Four team. Yeah, no, I'm going to go to Mississippi State.
I think I'm going to go over here and play with old Coach Cal.
Yes, and I'm talking about Rylan Griffin. That's ridiculous, disgusting. I know that. I guess that can lead us in the basketball.
Yeah. Mark Pope.
Mark Pope is Kentucky's new head coach.
What do you think?
We've got a bunch of news. Rylan Griffin, Alabama shooting guard. After they go to the Final Four, he enters the transfer portal.
I think he's going out to Arkansas. He's bringing a bunch of dudes in there.
Okay, this is why I don't like this guy. I wasn't upset with it because he won't do what they've asked him to do at Kentucky, which was not. Stop recruiting a bunch of freshmen.
Mm-hmm.
Go out here and get some transfer players, man. Please get somebody with the experience. He's not going to do it. He's a great coach.
But now that's what he's going to do at Arkansas.
That's what he's going to do at Arkansas. And somebody said the other day, anyway, you can watch him not winning at Arkansas too. But now he might watch him go to Arkansas and get a bunch of transfer players and win it.
He will. I don't know about winning it,
but
give me some time because he's won everywhere he's been.
Well, now I will say this: he didn't feel the love from the Kentucky fans. He has done a lot for Kentucky.
Yeah, a lot.
They've asked him to change some things. He's just not really willing to do it.
I don't know if it's him or the people that run it.
I don't.
From what I've read.
Yeah, it's kind of.
And what we see now,
they don't see eye to eye.
Well, what we see, and I'm not a Kentucky downer. Mm-hmm. I'm not a fan, so I don't really have a dog in it in the hunt. But if he's going to another school and he's getting in transfers, then why didn't he just do it at Kentucky?
Why didn't he just do it at Kentucky?
They didn't want to do that.
Well, they say they did. They said he wouldn't do it. They're saying he wouldn't do it.
Well, that's of course, but now he is, so that don't make sense. Yeah. And they didn't fire him either. He left.
He was not fired. They decided to keep him. But he said he just didn't feel wanted there.
Well, the fans are unrealistic. They think you're supposed to win a national championship every year. They're like
it's a tough place.
They're like Alabama fans.
Yeah.
I mean, we're Alabama fans, but I'm not an unrealistic fan. I just told you if Bama wins 8, I'm okay. I'm not going.
Well, and a lot of the
string him up, burn his house down. if Cal.
Well, the Kentucky fans don't like this hire. This guy's averaging 21 wins a year at BYU.
So that tells you, Kentucky fans, guys, please stop.
At BYU?
Stop being Alabama fans. It's just not.
You're not going to win
realistic.
Yeah.
That's the blue blood.
Well, I mean, it is. But
you cannot just bring in freshmen and expect to win chips. It's not that way anymore. The game's changed. Kentucky admin, obviously it was you because your coach that left is now bringing in transfers. And he's fixing to have a bunch of good transfers. And actually, because of Walmart money and because of you had your owner of Texas, Jones, which is a part of Kentucky.
Right.
His money. Now it's reported yesterday that there's a pipeline open for the blue blood state of basketball. So now outside people want to spend money to help Kentucky get these transfer players. Well, why didn't you do it when he was there?
Yeah.
Now he leaves and now you want to do it. Something smells fishy.
It's weird.
Something smells weird.
It was a terrible marriage.
$33 million. He could have said, I ain't going nowhere. You're going to have to fire me.
Yeah.
If you want to keep me, then keep me. I want my $33 million check. At the crap I've put up with here and these fans screaming, ranting, raving every year, if I don't go to the Final Four, I should be packed full of straw and burnt out in the middle of town. These fans are unrealistic.
Well,
Bama fans are that way. Look what we went through last year, right here on the show, talking about. You remember the South Florida game? Remember the reaction after that? They was ready to run Saban off right then. Don't let him on the bus. It's time for a change. There was people ready to run Saban off.
Well, no,
for what he's done.
For what he's done, yeah. Now, I could see, no offense to John Calipari, I could see running Calipari off a long time before I can Saban. But I'll tell you who led the charge, and he's a good guy, and obviously he is by far the most important sports guy in the state of Kentucky. His name's Matt Jones. He led this charge. he led this charge.
Yeah, so
and he's gone.
Kentucky fans.
But now they got Mark Pope, who I think they need to give a chance. He played there. He won a national championship.
What do you think about on the other side of Cal? What was, I mean, his record there and what he leaves behind? I mean,
well, no, he had some great teams. He won 410 games there and lost 123.
Gone, fired, get out.
That's
how many first round picks?
Well,
35.
Oh God,
35.
Well, see, that's what
35.
Matt Jones, Stephen A. Smith, Seth Greenberg, they all say, yeah, that's great, Cal. He's getting more enjoyment out of that than he is winning.
35 first round picks.
That's what they were saying.
400 something wins, 100 losses.
35 first round picks.
Got to go. Not good enough. We want a chip. Well, spend some money, Kentucky. Yeah. Now I think they realize, because I don't know if this is what happened or not, but I'm a pretty good reader of conversation. It feels like they ran it on him for not winning it. And he went up in office and said, look, I've had guys coming in and going out. Mm-hmm. I can't stop these kids from leaving.
He cannot.
They come in and they know they can do it here, because why can they do it? Why do they do it at Kentucky, nowhere else? Because this is where you're noticed. You come in Kentucky because of 35 picks, you're seen, you play a year and you leave and you go get money. Well, so if we want to win and play in today's market, AD of Kentucky University of Kentucky,
Mitch Barnhart.
Mr. Barnhart, we need to open this portal money up and have a fund like other schools do. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know how we could just do it. Well, then we can't compete. He said, I tell you what we'll do. I'm going to leave because I love this school so much. I'm going to let you keep your $33 million and use it to get you a coach. And a matter of fact, before I leave, I think Mark Pope would be a great hire here. So I'm just going to drop his name as I get my bags and out the door. And God bless Mark for wanting to do this job. He's an alum and he's going to come do it. But y'all are insane. Y'all got to calm down. You're not going to win it every year.
So there's one.
The game's changed.
There's one group saying that, and there's the other group saying he didn't want it. Which one do you believe? Do you believe it was the school, or do you believe it was the Cal? They said Cal wasn't big on the transfer. There's two different camps saying two different things.
All we can go by is what we see. And in Arkansas, he's doing it.
If he's doing it in Arkansas, that don't make a lot of sense.
Then
yeah,
that's pretty cut and dry. Coach K. Mm-hmm. When he was at Duke, he knew that too. Kids were coming there and playing a year and trying to jump.
Oh, yeah, they were.
Okay, so it's not just him. It's those prominent programs, Carolina, Kentucky, Duke. UConn now. But you see what happened this year with UConn. The guys stayed.
Oh, they're all staying again.
And they're going to win.
And congrats to them. Tristan Newton, most valuable player. They were dominant against Purdue.
Yeah.
Alabama was probably the second best team in the tournament this year. I'm not saying they're second best team in the country, but as far as the NCAA tournament went, they were the second best team.
Alabama played UConn as well as anybody.
UConn was awesome again.
Yeah. Well, they stay. So Coach Cal, with his record and what he did there, he's this is what they wanted. So,
I don't think you can hate him. How can you hate him?
Please trust me. There's plenty of people in Kentucky that hate him.
Do you think, I'm asking your opinion, do you think he's more excited about players going pro or winning championships?
Well, you want to win. He's a winner.
Well, they say he's not. Stephen A. Smith even said it. Stephen A. even said, this guy, I'd rather see a guy go pro than win a championship.
So I just don't hear that.
I'm just telling you what critics say.
Yeah, and see, I had never heard them say that. I don't watch it as much. Probably, I don't hear enough of it.
It's been speculated.
I don't have enough
that his drug of choice is to see a player get drafted.
I think that's some fantasy that the fans cook up and
just to blame him.
Yes, because it gives you an scapegoat and makes them feel good, like they know what they're talking about. It gives you something to say.
That's a good point.
I don't know.
That's a good point. It's awful odd.
I don't know, and that's why I don't say a lot about it, because I watch it. You watch it more than I do. Mm-hmm. I'm interested in the bracket. Mm-hmm. But before that,
But it's almost like you're John Calipari. God's before me. He says, John, you want a Final Four or 4 players draft? And John goes, give me them 4 players draft.
Yeah, that don't make no sense.
That's just
logically that don't make any sense.
But that's how certain people are saying that's how this guy is.
But Number one, it don't make sense.
Does not make
and
sense.
again, I hadn't heard anybody say that, but Kentucky fans.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
because fans are Kentucky
your
fans.
Theory makes sense,
but I'm not a Kentucky fan.
It's a scapegoat thing.
I'm not and I can see it on this side of it because I'm not a fan.
Now,
not that I dislike Kentucky. I cheer for them every time they play, but I'm not like your family. Y'all grew up. I mean, you're.
Oh no! Some of them aren't happy about it. Some are,
and you got some relatives that's passed on that would be leading the picket line.
They wanted Pearl. Some of them wanted Pearl.
And I think my perspective is just different because I'm not a fan.
Now, do you buy this theory? Now, I kind of bought this one that Calipari wanted to be the first coach to win it with a bunch of freshmen, kind of like the Fab Five nearly did. Does that make sense? That makes more sense than I'd rather have players drafted than win.
You just can't play that the way no more.
Yeah.
The game's changing. And he's realized that, and the university has realized it.
Griffin going to Arkansas?
I've heard that.
Jesus.
And Pope, you mentioned earlier, he is a Kentucky alumni.
He is.
Dude, he went to Columbia Medical School.
Right. Very smart. 23
wins at BYU. Super smart guy. He likes smart players, he said. He said he likes shooters. The fans hurt the culture at Kentucky. They're being unrealistic. I mentioned that. Reggie and Ray and all played for Larry Bird.
Right.
They all played. So these are some players that he played with. Just some background on him for people that don't know who Mark Pope is. The Jackson Robinson kid, 6'7", top scorer in the Big 12. He's coming to Kentucky.
That's good.
He wants to come play for Coach Pope.
Very good. And I think that the Reed Shepherd's staying.
Yes, last I heard he was.
Okay, so that's good.
BYU averaged 82 points a game last year.
It was one of the – I'm going to go out on a limb here and say this is the best team BYU's had in a while. I just don't think it's a bad hire. Somebody's got to come from somewhere. Guys, Bruce Pearl came from Milwaukee, Wisconsin University. Not Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Wisconsin University.
35% three-point shooters. Well, this kid shoots 90% free throws. This Robinson kid.
95.
90%, yeah, on free throws, and he's a 35% three shooter.
That's good. Very good.
He was at A&M, and he went to Arkansas, and he's at BYU, so he's been in the SEC. It's not going to be nothing weird for him. So, Coach Pope.
I think they'll be fine.
Dude is smart. He won it with Pitino in that group.
And I think Arkansas will be fine.
Now, that's the other side of the pill. You can give me more on how's Cal going to –
I think he's got a lot less pressure now. It might have been a good move for him. They're not going to get on him at Arkansas. No. You go 27-8 and go to the Sweet 16.
Win.
Good job.
Because they're being realistic.
Yeah.
Once Kentucky tasted to win it, and we're talking about when Pope played.
Yes, when they won it with Pitino.
When your family was – oh, God, that's been 30 years ago.
That's been 28 years, yeah.
Yeah, 30 years ago. So, I was – well,
you were a senior.
I remember him watching it. Yeah, I was a junior that year going in. And
Junior.
Everybody knows who Kentucky is, but Carolina and Duke just run that.
Yeah.
Kentucky dropped in there and won one, kind of like Michigan just kind of had a placement year.
Football, yeah.
I mean, dropped in and won one. Michigan, the Fab Five wins one. It's not like, to me, and I'm not a fan, I can see this differently than a fan for Kentucky or Michigan. They don't just go on these absolute crazy runs for years where they're just getting beat in the championship game every year.
Right.
But they're not a bad basketball school.
No.
I think that once they won it, the vision, the eyes got big. You ever hear somebody say your eyes are bigger than your stomach?
Like that happens.
You think you want all that cake, and it looks so
look at
good,
that big 32-ounce steak.
And then you eat half, and you're like, my eyes were bigger than my stomach. I think that's what's happened at Kentucky. I think this is a great move for Kentucky. I think that it's going to open some eyes. I think it brings in a different generation of players. I think it is going to bring back some players because of him. I think there's going to be a support system that's going to be there because of his class. I mean, all that class that he played with?
Oh, 7 of them played pro.
That's what I'm saying. So those guys are all his age. They're either retired or they're helping coach somewhere.
Yeah.
So I look forward to this move by Kentucky. I think it's a fantastic hire.
I don't think it's a bad hire at all.
I think it's the best hire they could have made.
And I love my cousin to death, but she put on Facebook the other day, we're ruined.
No, absolutely not. See, but she's been a fan.
Yeah.
I understand.
Well, she was upset that Cal left.
Well, you should be. They run him off. He won 400-something games. You run him off?
He averaged 27 a year.
Oh,
what got Cal was the early exits in the last 2
But
years.
so did Coach K. That happened to all those guys.
Yes, it did. Coach K did have early exits, first round, more than once.
It's just part of the way the kids are now. They want to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama had a kid come in, played a year, played in a semifinal game, and he leaves and goes to a team that didn't even make the playoffs. Caleb Downs.
I know. And then they got a semifinal team shooting guard starting. One of the reasons they got there that's leaving. Now, I'm sorry. That bothers me.
Saab started on a national championship team, played on this, and he's at Bama. What?
Did he start for them?
He played, yeah. He
got
played
to
in the
play a
nickel
lot.
package.
Nickel package. Wow. I did not know
Yeah. He
that.
left. He was a 4-star out of high school. Some people had him as a 5. He leaves Michigan to come. Wow, what? So Cal leaving, it's just different. We're not living in 1994.
It was odd. It was very odd.
This is not 94. This is not how things used to be or how things are anymore. Kentucky fans, listen right here. I know we got some watching because I talked to some on the page some. And all his family, they all live up there. What's up, Clint? This is a great hire for the reasons I just said. His background is great. He's one of you. He was at BYU coaching, Dean. He comes on a podcast and he says, my blood is blue.
Yeah.
I love it here. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I want a championship here. And now he's going to coach there. The culture I told you about, the players he played with, he's going to bring some of that back.
Fantastic players.
Okay. Some of that aura will be back around. Sometimes it's just good to cut. I don't like the fire. I think it's silly. I think fans have been absolutely silly.
Uh-huh.
But sometimes you just need to, hey, you know what? DeBoer's a good hire. I ain't saying Saban should go, but Dean, he wants 72. Can he go retire and just eat Halloween candy and sit on his front porch and not have to worry about recruiting or portals or money? Or can he not just be Nicholas Saban and not be Coach Saban?
Well, and I will say this about Kentucky. I don't think Pope's a bad hire at all. I mean, they tried to get better, but they turned them down. So
yes, but
eventually you got to.
Why? I'm going to tell you why.
All the pressure. Well, Dan Hurley just said no.
Well, what is the pressure from?
The fans.
Yes, thank you. They're unrealistic. It's insane. Why do you think Dan Lanning at Oregon turned down the Bama job? Are you kidding me?
I'm not going to Alabama and Georgia.
What? I worked there as a GA assistant. He worked under Kirby. Dan did.
Uh-huh.
I've been on that sideline. I know what they're going to expect. If we don't win 10 football games, they're going to want me gone. And guess what? I'm going to get here at Oregon. You win 9 every year, get to the playoffs, you're fine.
And nobody in Salem or where they at Eugene is mad at Dan Lanning.
No.
Right now. Nobody's going to go, hey, what do you think about Coach Lanning? He blew that game.
What an idiot.
Then when in Georgia beat him 49-3. No, they're like, oh, no, he's great.
No, he's a good coach. Now, they lost to Washington twice. That stung.
He might have took a little heat from it, but not extreme.
Not as bad as Coach Cal got at Kentucky for going out round 1.
Oh, God, no. And, I watched that game, and I got to take up for Cal, which Matt knows I'm not a huge Cal fan because I got tired of the freshmen.
He hates the –
And, but what could he have done? They shot bad. They just couldn't make – it just didn't go in the hole.
Where's the outpouring for Pearl to be gone? They got beat by Yale.
They love Pearl. Pearl's as safe in his job as Nick Saban was.
You lose to Yale. Y'all ready to fire Pearl? I talked to some guys on Twitter. Nah, we just had a bad game. We're going to get relocked in, though.
Now, the Kentucky never did that with Cal.
Kentucky loses. Dude, Twitter is on burn down mode. I swear they were pitchfork emojis. I promise.
And they never did it with Krzyzewski. Krzyzewski went out in the first round, I know of, twice. First round,
twice.
number 3 seed. Boom, gone.
We'll come back next year and get them. Kentucky. What is wrong with them fans?
Rick
That's your
Barnes.
people.
Rick Barnes has had some tough ship outs.
Is it the meth loaded up in the counties up there?
I don't know.
Is that what it is?
They're just used to winning one every 15 years.
That sounds normal to me, to win one every 15. They act like you got to win every year.
Well,
You better
happened?
go to the Final Four every year.
What's happened with Cal is, and what the fans, and I'll include myself in it, is not
'Cause
understanding.
I'm sure your mom was not happy after that game.
Yeah, but she loves him.
Oh, does she? She's
Yes.
not okay.
Well, see, that's one thing. And you're like,
'Cause your uncle
what do
Liam
you
did
and your
not
mama
like
argue about that? That's one of the things we've never saw eye to
He's
eye.
an idiot.
And
Todd Shush. He's doing the best he can.
if you don't like him, you just quit talking.
You don't talk to me anymore. Get out.
I don't want to hear it. But that she likes him, but I think a lot of people's been like, well, he's getting all these recruits. He got 18 5-stars in the last 3 years, ain't won one. Yeah, none of them staying. Now, there was also a word that he made no attempt, which we'll never know the truth on that. No attempt whatsoever
That's more that fan talk.
to persuade them to
I
stay.
just don't. There's no
We
way to
don't-
prove that.
We don't know.
That
No.
just- and that don't make sense. Like, I want to win. No, I don't want to win. I just want to have 31, 35 first round draft
Yeah.
picks. That
Who were going pro anyway. It'd be like coming in my office, like pretend you're a kid and say,
Yeah, I'm
should I go
Anthony-
pro, coach?
Anthony Davis.
Should I go pro,
Have you
coach?
seen me play this year? I'm Anthony Davis. Think I should go pro?
And well, they just said anybody come in. Yeah, go ahead.
And there's no proof
I
of that.
trust you.
That's just Todd's thinking because he didn't like him.
Well, no, I've heard that. I heard that he
That's
pat him on the back and wish him good luck.
That's a fan. That sounds like some Nick Saban hate talk.
Yeah.
I tell you what, they about blew that game in South Florida. Saban, they wouldn't even let him call the plays down there. Did you see him? He looked like he was just a drowned rat down there. Need to put him on the bus. Let somebody else call the plays.
Yeah, and end up being the most improved team in the country, wasn't it? I know Milrose's the
It
most
was.
improved player
It
in
was.
the country.
So Kentucky, Mark Pope, and I'm not I give a different perspective than this side of the table. This side of the table is straight bluegrass.
Yeah.
His whole family grew up hearing it his whole life, knows everything about Kentucky. He knows the games, his uncles, his mama knows when they won, where they won. I'm just
I know. I like Pope.
an outsider saying from what I see on resume and what I've seen him play like 1 or 2 games,
Mm-hmm.
it seems like I'm an outsider.
Mm-hmm.
His whole idea of what he says he wants to do there
Mm-hmm.
and having that old nostalgia back, and he played for, to me, one of the best college coaches ever. To me,
Oh gosh, Patino's fantastic.
to me, I think Patino's him and owner of the Heat,
Oh, Pat Riley.
well, goats.
Yeah,
Goats.
definitely.
Those two are my favorite.
I think Patino's,
Coach K is too. He's great.
He's
but,
great.
But Patino, fired up. They're winning by
All the
20.
time.
He's just throwing papers all over the place. You'll get it tomorrow at practice. You wait till we hit the gym. Pope said he was cussing a storm.
Oh yeah, he used to.
We went up 20 on some team. He goes nuts. Took the clipboard and broke it.
Well,
threw it on
they
the
got
seats.
come back on with a 20-point lead this year. And they said he had to apologize for it, but in the press conference, he 110% completely threw his team under the bus. He's like, nah, I ain't do nothing. Thought they had it. I'm not taking no blame for it.
Good hire, Kentucky. Fans, hold on.
Yeah.
Obviously, the administration has some problems with Cal, and there's some stuff probably going on that we won't ever know about.
Well, I heard they didn't talk anyway.
We don't, and they're trying to be a little bit of a football school, and Cal would throw that stuff out there and put the football team under the bus.
Yeah.
Unneeded. Don't do Stoops that way. If they win 8 or 9 games, that's a great football year. But you don't hear it if the football team don't make the playoffs.
No,
Nothing
they
said.
don't, they're not mad at Stoops.
No, he wins 8 games. He's a pretty good year.
Yeah.
He's okay. We like him. Nice guy.
Well, it's just a standard set at Kentucky. They've won
But you won 1. It's not like you're winning it like Bama.
7. They've won 7. Kentucky's won 7.
It's not, I don't. Here's,
Rupp won 4. Patino won 1. Tubby Smith won 1. Calipari's won 1.
here's the thing. And
No,
you-
they've won
6,
8.
8. We'll help me out with this, and we'll move on from it.
Yeah, we're about done anyway. Ain't we?
Yeah, help me out here. Now I'm saying this. I've said this 30 times. And I'm
Yeah.
sorry I keep saying this. I'm very neutral. I'm Switzerland on this Kentucky thing.
Yeah.
Cheer for them, but just not a insider. Go blue, you know.
Right.
If I'm pulling for basketball, I'll pull for them.
Yeah. They're usually very good.
Why is it so haphazardly, like dangerous to your life
Yeah.
for him to even be outside because he didn't win one? And they're not a team like Alabama is in football that's used to winning championships every other year. Like Saban's drought. This is he'd never been like 3 years.
Nah, nobody does that much in basketball.
3 years without. Now you got guys like winning back to back at UConn.
Yeah, which is rare.
Yeah. So
I mean, UNLV was as
What
great
I'm
as they
saying
were,
is-
didn't even win it twice.
what's the like? God, you're supposed to win it again. Like if you only win, what I'm saying is the odds are mathematically, if they only win one every 15 years, that's 2 in 30. So that's 4 championships in 60. That's 6 championships in 100 years if we're doing average. So why would our Kentucky fans, why are they PO'd that he don't win?
They've
it?
won 4 in my lifetime. I'm 51.
So
That's one every 13
so I
years.
said 6 in 100. So that's about
Yeah,
right. That's about average.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't see why they PO'd so bad if he don't win it. Because he's not trying to, because he's running off the freshman. Is that why?
That's the narrative.
That's the fan.
That's the narrative.
That's the fans saying.
Well, he's encouraging them to go on.
Supposedly.
And not even, But the truth is, a lot of those guys are going pro no matter who their coach is or what you say.
No, I think that
I think that's the NBA's fault.
yes, you're right. That's what it is, one. And two, that's just a springboard. Here's what fans got to realize at Kentucky. When you are Kentucky or when you are Alabama football, coaches come in and go one and done. Why? Why do players come into Kentucky and go one and done? It's a springboard school.
It is.
Because you can go. They're not going to go to UNLV and springboard to the pros and like, well, UNLV, what players have they turned out in the last 20 years?
Right. I know, since Johnson and Ogman.
Yeah, since J.R. Ryder played.
J.R. Ryder, he was the one after. Yes, there was.
You know
I knew
what
there
I'm
was
saying?
3. That was. He didn't play with them though, did he?
Yeah,
He was after them.
Yeah, he was a little younger. So
Yeah.
you see what I'm saying? Like that's why it's not him saying, "Go ahead, buddy, it's okay." It's just like they're going to come here and they tell him up front, "We're going to come in, we're going to play a year."
That's probably how he's getting them.
If we win a chip, okay. If we don't, I'm still going. I'm going to bounce because kids. Let me tell you why. This is because that patting on the back and saying it's okay, buddy, leave. That's not what's happening. Kids are chasing the bag.
Right. There's no way. You're saying there's no way you can talk them out of it.
They're going to get 200. You know how the highest paid sports athletes was baseball, but right there behind, right behind, it's basketball. $200 million. You know what Zion Williams made? He made like a $50 million up front.
Oh, I know.
Front.
Yeah.
You think he's going to stay?
Why would he stay?
Why would AD want to stay at Kentucky playing there? He got like $50 million up front, another $150 guaranteed.
Yeah.
He ain't coming back to college.
No,
We're talking about generational wealth. He just by dribbling a ball and his athletic ability. And I think AD's a big CC now. He gets hurt way too much.
He does stay hurt. He did not at Kentucky,
I know.
which he only played there a year, but he was dominant.
Yes, big time. That one thing has changed his whole family.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, he's got cousins and stuff
So,
that are set up.
Cal don't have to say, "Yeah, buddy, go ahead and go. I'm for that." They're saying, "I don't care if you're for me or not, coach.
Yeah.
Thanks for the ride for the year. Let me spring out of Kentucky to the NBA."
Yeah. Well, I think you're right. They go to, hey, if 4 of us go to Kentucky, we make him win one this year.
We
We're
might
fooling
can win
around.
one, and if we don't, who cares?
Well, see, the deal
Because we're gonna
is
get paid.
they probably don't, and I don't mean they don't care, but they don't.
They don't.
Not
Okay.
extremely.
Nope.
Not as much as Cal probably does.
No, they want to win. They want a bag.
Look, 10 years from now, Cal will be brought back and honored.
Yes.
You know that.
400 something wins. Get him out of here. Put him on a rail.
27-8. 27-8.
And then you wonder why you can't get a coach. Well, you know what? I mean, what do you think? Lanning turned it down in Alabama.
I hope Pope does good. I do.
I think he's a
But
good
only
guy.
one. Everybody I know that's coach there's done pretty good, except for one guy, And that poor guy, he ended up becoming an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Now, he might have been one before, but he became a full-fledged one.
Yeah, I don't. So the whole demanding to win a title, you've only won one.
Well, I heard something on that. And I said, no, we'll be fine if he just goes to the Final Four. Now, if he can go to the Final Four, we'll be all right. He hadn't been to the Final Four in 9 years.
Right. And that don't look real good.
No, but I mean, it ain't easy to go to the Final Four. Guys, Alabama was not a great team during the year. They were the second best team in the tournament.
Yeah.
Nobody could play with them. They nearly beat UConn. That score was not a 14-point game.
No, if you watch the game, it's not.
No.
It's not. I want to see what Clint had to say here. Clint Decker, I believe Cal has grown comfortable. He has lost his hunger to win and grind. He's more about living it up and living on what he did years ago, just how I see it. Very good point. Yeah, and you do. You do lose. You lose that shine. Saban told Kirby at the SEC game, says, "I'm too old for this." Joking, like, you ain't neither, coach. Come on, man. You got a few more years left in you. He looked at Kirby and said, "No, I'm too old for this for real. This is a grind." Well, I'm 72.
Yeah.
So I look for Cal to he'll go in there and get him 5-6 more.
He'll do fine. I don't want it. I now for or against him, I don't agree with a guy winning 800-900 games and going out bad. I don't want him to go out bad.
Last several years has been the same team. 3 and 4 year players.
Who's that?
Last year's. It is hard to win with one and dones. Yes. It is. All right, see you, Jeff Rowe.
It is very hard. But I don't want him. I want him to have a good end to his career. You know, because that affects people. Hey, you win 400 games in a championship, go to 5 Final Fours, and you're hated. I mean, that's probably hard.
Came out of here.
He probably feels bad right now.
Yes. So 400. Who cares? We want a chip. But the kids don't, fans.
They don't care.
I'm talking all sports fans. Kids want the bag.
Yeah.
Those last days of wanting the ring and Blake Sims pointing at his finger, you know, and they think they're going to go win that year, and Ohio State beat Bama that year. You remember?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Then they won it.
It's just, guys, sports is different.
It's tough.
And wait till NIL comes official in Alabama high school football.
That'll be fun.
Scott Schefter wins the Masters with -11.
He's the one that said if his wife went and labored on the 18th hole, he was leaving right then.
Well,
he wouldn't have finished, and he would not have won. So he just pretty much told them he was leaving.
Now, we started off the show with saying, you know, how the good Tiger, and he said he qualified last.
He finished last,
but
he did make the cut.
And how old is he? Yeah, he's my age.
Tiger's, 47. And he's not been a regular golfer for a while.
Man, I'm telling you, that's.
So 95 guys tried out for the Masters. 60 made the cut. He was one of the 60.
Do you know how hard it is?
And his back's hurt.
Man, I've watched him play his whole career.
Yeah.
I remember being in high school. I remember Anthony Reinhardt Chico went and bought one of those Nike rings. Yeah. Had a little coin on top with a Nike. Just like Tiger, because he wanted the ring because Tiger had. He was an icon. Tiger Woods changed golf the way Michael Jordan changed basketball. People started wearing long shorts again when Michael started playing in the league. When they went to the long shorts in 90, 91.
Yeah.
They went to long shorts.
But for some reason, when somebody comes along that's great in golf, nobody ever says he's better than Tiger. We do that in basketball for some reason.
Why? I wonder.
But, you know, Roy McIlroy's had a fantastic career. I've never heard him say he's better than Tiger.
Because Tiger's great.
Okay.
He's just he changed the game.
Yes.
Like Palmer did in the 80s, what he did for the game of golf.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, who was the guy that went last year?
Gosh, I don't even remember. It's running together.
I watched it, man. I watched him play the whole round that day.
Rahm? Was it John Rahm?
Yes.
He's very good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, man, he had a spot. He got out of the sand and put it up on the green.
No, those guys.
It was like 1 out of 100 people could have put that shot like that. And he made it. And he did say, you know, maybe a little bit of it is luck. So,
well, those guys are just good golfers. I mean, it's not really, they don't even have to do bad. You shoot 11 under and you lose.
What if you placed on that? What if you could play? How much was it? $1 million? The place.
Yeah, well, like last place, Tiger finished last.
1.2 million or something.
Well, no, he got that was the winner. That was in the top 10.
But it was like something silly, like
you get 50,000 if you finish dead last.
Sheesh, man, that's just your salary.
Yeah,
I'm in.
dead last.
But you got to practice a lot.
Yeah,
I
and you figure they bring home half that.
I can't pay it neither.
When you think half,
at least
$25,000
at least, and they got to pay taxes in the state.
And you had to travel. Then I found out that the PGA does not pay for
No.
their rooms
No,
and their clubs. So let's say okay,
the Live does,
the Live does, yes.
and there weren't no players
And
who
they're
said
So Tiger,
in the top 10 was none of them in the top 10.
none.
What about that?
That's what somebody said.
How about that?
Tiger he finished dead last in the Masters. He brought home 17,000.
For 3 days' work.
Yeah,
It's $5,000 a day.
17. Yeah,
But he's dedicated his whole life to it.
yeah.
Probably ruined his life.
Well, he
ruined
did.
his marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which I think
because of it.
a lot of that was the pills from
from the wreck and from the back pain in general.
back pain. Yes, it was definitely 100%.
Same
And
with,
wanting to get better.
same with wrestlers. I mean,
Yeah.
it killed Scott Hall pretty much, basically.
Mhm.
A lot of the guys, Eddie Guerrero wound up having a heart attack.
And had to mention it now. Your feelings about him or whatever. Just keep them. I mean, we can still say it. O.J. Simpson passed away
Oh,
this
yeah,
week.
Yeah, that's
The juice.
yeah. Maybe he made peace with God.
Well, we don't know.
I don't know.
We don't know.
I hope he did.
We're not getting into whether we think he did it or not.
I
but
don't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't care. But you know what? All I can say is that he killed 2 people. He cut his ex-wife's head off.
Mhm.
Got away with it. Admitted it in a book later.
Yeah.
And,
I've always thought he did it.
yeah, I think everybody did. The jury was just scared of the reaction they were going to get from the public,
Right. Which
And
was
they-
not going to be good.
which I wouldn't have cared. We're going to do what's right. The man cut a woman's head off.
Yeah.
Nearly.
And killed a guy that
And killed
was
another
just
guy.
returning.
I don't care what they think they're going to do. You send out the U.S. Army on the streets and you start putting tear gas and rubber bullets on people, and they'll go home. There won't be no burning and rioting.
Mhm.
You put your foot down, you take care of it. You don't let the crazies.
So you think
Run
that's
the
why
whole
they
bond.
found him innocent
Absolutely.
or not guilty?
Cowards.
I wouldn't
They
want
were
to be on that
goaded
jury.
into the media goaded them. That was one of the first cases that kind of goaded the media into making the wrong choice because the judge is a coward.
I don't know how they didn't convict him. Who else would have done? That's what my
They don't.
daddy said today. Well, who else did it?
If it don't fit, acquit. Remember that? And there's
He
been
was
so
wrong
many-
for that, wasn't
There's
he?
been so many Saturday Night Live skits.
Oh gosh, and
There's
then
been so many-
Seinfeld.
If it don't fit, acquit.
You remember the bra on
Yeah.
Seinfeld? Make her try it on.
If it don't fit, acquit. And the glove, of course, it didn't fit his hands because when you watched him interview people, I remember watching him when he put the glove on. I'm watching it. I think I was at, I was at a lady's house over in town. I was dating her granddaughter. I remember sitting there on her little couch, and I thought, well, I remember when he interviewed people on the sidelines, the glove don't fit him because he wears an extra large because his hands are huge.
Mm-hmm.
So of course it didn't cover his whole hand. And when he's holding the microphone like this, he doing interviews on the football field,
Mm-hmm.
it didn't fit his hand. So when he put it on, I was like, what does that prove? But they botched it. The cops didn't clean up the scene. They didn't tape it off. They took the Bronco back and just totally molested it.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't some other guy wound up with a gun or wound up with not a gun, the knife.
Mm-hmm.
Fingerprints got put somewhere on the vehicle. But you know what? Because of that case, forensics was born pretty much.
Yeah.
How to do a case.
It had good things
Tape
come
it
out of
off.
it.
Nobody, he said there were so many tracks on the sidewalk. We didn't know who was going or coming nowhere because cops just walking in and walking out. And,
Heck, he might not have done it.
no, he did it. Be silly. He's insane. He had some problems and
He had some jealousy problems.
yeah, and I hope that he worked it out. And thank God we serve a wonderful Savior that, hey, you believe on me and believe that he rose me from the dead.
He'd had to confess it to somebody.
You just confess it right up to nobody, right in your own room.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about the murders.
Well, I'm sure he did. He did in the book. Pretty much he said it.
I heard there was a deathbed confession. Then I heard there wasn't. Then I heard there was. I don't know.
Well, he's whatever. But
he did do some time, but not for that.
That's all irrelevant. But for far as our show, for what he did for the sports world.
Oh, yeah. He was fantastic.
Ever do it.
Yeah, Heisman Trophy winner.
He
NFL leading rusher.
The first, I think it's the record was the first 3 years of his career. It's still, he has a record like nobody. I mean, not Emmitt Smith, not Eric Dickerson. He holds this record for this first 3 years of how many. He was averaging 10 a carry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
10?
He's good. And, the thing about
10.
Simpson was he wasn't playing on great teams.
He was running first down every time he touched the ball. Yeah. What?
Yeah. He had 2,000 yards one year. In a 14-game season, we're not talking about 2,000 yards over here at Cedar Bluff. 2,000 yards in the pros.
Yep. Not a 16 or 17, 18 games.
No, 14.
Yes. Fantastic human specimen.
Yeah.
And he also other things.
He had it made.
But that ain't for me.
Know why he.
That ain't for me or you to judge it. And he's going to have to stand out of line. And when they call him Bartholomew, he's going to have to answer for it. If he's made peace with it, come on in, boys. The water's fine.
I don't understand why you'd even go that route.
You can't help it. His that rage, the anger. That's probably why he played. A lot of those athletes, how they play, and they play with just complete insane, just crazy. You have to have some kind of spark to be an athlete like that. Yeah. I'm not. You're not. We don't really know a bunch of people that are.
No, we don't. I mean, not that caliber of athlete.
You have to be like, we're talking Heisman, super great. You got to have a little, like I watched Cam Newton podcast today with Shannon Sharp. He says what motivated him that last year at Auburn was the allegations about his daddy agreeing that he took the money so that Cam could play. He said, we never really got no money. His daddy just said we did so I could play. He said, somebody had. He said, we ain't got no $180,000. He said, if we did, you can't hide that kind of money. He said, somebody would have had a car or we'd have built a new church or something. I'm thinking, well, you just sat on it for a year and wait till he gets done. Then you do something with it, which I think they did pay him. And I think he's just covering up. He's protecting but they investigated it for 2 years and said they didn't find nothing.
Well, then,
you can't investigate a sack of money.
Yeah.
You get a pillow case, you put $180,000 in it, and you hand it to his daddy.
You put it in the shop out there and behind a bunch of Barbie dolls where nobody will get it.
And his daddy just goes by and picks it up, and Cam may not even know it.
No.
And said, hey, listen, here's the deal. Don't do nothing with this money till he'll graduate soon. We're going to try to make a run and win this thing. Don't do nothing with that money until after the title game. Then you can – because then it won't matter. Then they won't know it because they'll think, well, he got his money he got drafted, his first-round pick.
Yeah.
That's how I would have hid the money. But anyway, what drove Cam was that he said he was frustrated because his daddy couldn't come to the Heisman ceremony. Mm-hmm. His daddy couldn't come to no more games. So that energy that drove OJ into some psycho realm, there's the same kind of energy that these elite players have that drives them. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so that's what drove Cam. He was aggravated, you know, and those type things. So
I don't know. Well, but Juice, 76 years old. So
headed up to the big football field in the sky, we guess. If not, he's running like holy hell.
I seen 400 posts this weekend. He's burning in hell. I'm like, come on.
Burns.
We don't know that.
I hope he's not. You know, when they did Bundy, you know, all the picket outside the gate. So I don't like that. I'm just not that kind of person.
Well,
I'm not the one out there hollering, burn that SOB, let him fry in the cheer. I hope it don't work.
Well, I mean, what kills me is there's some guy out there that's going, burn, Bundy, burn. And you didn't even go see your parents when they were dying.
Oh, yeah.
You know, in the hospital. You didn't go see, you don't even.
Yeah. It's like
you beat your kid.
Your sense of humor is, your sense of reality is like, what? I don't get that.
Yeah, I killed somebody. Oh, yeah, but and there's probably somebody out there going, burn, Bundy, burn. It's killed somebody before. Well, yeah, that was just we were in opposite gangs.
Yeah.
So I just shot him because he shot our boy.
Yeah, I'm not that.
Come on, man.
I'm a hopefully forgiven. We serve a great Savior that
Well,
gives all those people a chance, and maybe they did.
I'm 100% against murder. Murder ain't no worse than anything else as far as.
Well, it's all falls under that category.
Yeah. Now,
Well,
as far as the law, it carries more of a sentence.
Yes.
But, we seem to think it's just automatic death sentence.
See if
Hell
I missed
sentence, I
anybody
mean.
here. Caleb Odom. Oh, he's from Carrollton. I didn't know that.
Who?
Odom, tied in at Alabama.
God, they've had some good
Alabama
players.
had 72,000 was set in attendance. Oh, they had 80,000. Yeah, Auburn had 30. Jeff, we're gonna make you mark this down. So long as Day is head coach, they won't win the Natty. We think they will. All right, guys, y'all have a good week and enjoy. We thank everybody for coming and hanging out with us. And we got spilled into O.J. Simpson and
Yeah,
somehow
we
got
need
into-
to mention
we
it.
got into Ted Bundy. Fry him.
Yeah, I don't like all that. I
No,
mean, we didn't. Nobody
yeah,
likes what Ted Bundy did.
Forgiven for we have to
But I'm not going to have a pep rally for his death.
be forgiven. You have to be able to forgive.
Would you go to a pep rally for his death? I mean, they're eating hot dogs and stuff
No, that's just I don't make no sense.
with signs. Well, first of all, I don't know why they're allowed to even do that.
Yeah, I don't think they do anymore, do they? They don't let them do that anymore.
They shouldn't. They should never be allowed to do that.
All right, guys, y'all have a good week. And we'll catch y'all back here next week. Same bat time. Same bat channel, Dean.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good one.
6 o'clock. Sunday night. We'll have some news about some of that'd be kind of some playoff Cherokee County girls, Cedar Bluff boys. Let you know how they do. And
All right.
wish them luck.
Yeah, definitely.
Good luck on and have
Playoff
fun.
time.
The guys that are not making playoffs, y'all have fun. Rest of
Yeah, they got some
rest
more
of the
games.
week. Still got more games. Seniors, please just enjoy. I know you think I didn't make a playoffs. It burns, man. Hate this. I know you don't like it right now, and that's okay. You're competitive and you want to win, but enjoy the time in the dugout with your friends and your coaches and your parents being at your events and spending all this time and money following you around and taking you to baseball and going to practices and throwing balls to you out in the yard and
Mhm.
until my arm was sore. Whew, enjoy it. Just enjoy it. This is time for families and mom and dad be around their kids because one day, I mean, you'll be grown and graduated and they won't be around.
Oh,
all the time,
no.
You know?
No, the days of playing ball are
Yeah.
a lot of you after
A
your
lot of
senior is limited. I mean, you're going to play pickup ball, which
Yeah.
is fun.
But most of them don't. You don't. It's just a sport. Baseball and football are the sports you just don't play anymore after high school.
You don't. I don't. I
Not unless
can't.
you're
I don't remember going
gonna
to a bunch of pickup baseball games.
No,
Now football, yes,
they
some.
play around the house. Now you're gonna shoot basketball with your buddies.
Now
Probably
basketball, there's going to be a lot of pickup.
probably
ball.
till you get 30. And then your knees get hurt or
30.
35. And
I
then
think I
by the time
played
you
till
get
I was 30.
40, you're like, the knees hurt. It's killing
I'm
me.
done. 33. Oh God, I scored 4. Oh,
Yeah.
I
So,
shot 9 times.
Y'all guys enjoy the rest of your week. And keep your heads clear and your hearts full of God. And we'll see you on Wednesday night here for Big Matt Podcast. Have some news. Got a lot of stuff going on in Israel right now.
Uh-huh.
So I'll keep my ears on the ground and keep you in touch on what's going on. All right. Beautiful day all week. Weather 80s, 60s at night. Maybe some rain toward the end of the week.
All right.
Take some Zyrtec, though.
Oh God, yeah, please.
All right.